Hello! Before we get into this video, I'm very yellow today and I'm also trying to focus the camera and not be too close this time because, again, my skin looks awful. I legit tried to record this video like an hour ago, but the camera died because I'm a bad YouTuber and I didn't charge it because I thought for some reason it would keep charge. I don't know what I'm doing. Technology is not my like forte. But I'm back with another story time video with my skin not matching my face, not matching my neck. I know, okay? I usually fake tan and I'm at the moment my normal skin tone and I don't have foundations for that skin tone. So this is the situation we're facing. Now, we're back with another story time and I know what you're thinking.
Katie, why are you doing so many story times?
But you guys did ask me to do another story time on my Instagram poll. Most of you guys voted to see another story time from me. And my last story time video is doing really good, so I was like, whatever, you know, we'll do another story time. It has like nearly 10k views, so thank you guys so much if you've watched that video. If you haven't, watch it. My nose is really itchy. But before we get into the video, please subscribe down below. I actually need you guys to subscribe. My TikTok career is going downhill. No, I'm joking. It's okay, but I still would rather you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done that, because I don't want to just be doing TikToks for the rest of my life, you know. But anyway, let's get into the story time. So this actually happened around the same time I was being stalked. I think it happened during, yeah, it happened during my stalking because, as I said in the video before, I got fired from Kiko because I was always late. And yeah, the person that we're talking about in this video actually took my job after I left, like he was my replacement. So he was a makeup artist at Kiko as well, and that's how I like heard of him, because my colleagues would recommend him to me saying like, oh, if you're looking for a photographer, like he's a photographer, he's studying in college, whatever. And I was like, cool, like I'm down, because I was only 16, I wasn't trying to spend a lot of money on a photographer, and I wasn't even modeling properly. Like I was modeling, but I'll use that term very loosely. I was just like trying to get a bit of a following on Instagram, and I wanted professional pictures rather than just like camera selfies. And yeah, so my friend had a brand and they were like, can you take some pictures for us? And I was like, sure. So I spoke to this guy. We're gonna call him Henry for the video. Obviously I don't want to say his real name. I'm not like that person that's gonna like bait someone out, but his name's obviously not actually Henry, but yeah. So Henry and me did a photo shoot. The photo shoot was good. We got on well. It wasn't too awkward because as I said, we did kind of know each other because of the whole Kiko thing, and yeah, we had a lot to talk about. So it was fine. Everything was cool and dandy at the beginning, but obviously if it was fine, it wouldn't be a story time. So buckle up guys, get yourself some popcorn. This is gonna be a long one. Me and this guy, Henry, did a photo shoot together. It was fine. After the photo shoot was done, I remember he took a long time to get the pictures to me, because obviously, I mean, he wasn't like a proper photographer yet, he was just studying it, and to be honest, I was just thankful that he was doing it, so I wasn't gonna complain. But I remember he did take a long time to get the pictures to me, and by the time he got them to me, it was like 9 p.m, 2 days or 3 days after we actually did the photo shoot. Which was annoying, but again, I'm not gonna complain because the guy was like nice enough to do it for free and like spend his time doing the pictures with me. And obviously, yeah, but what I'm trying to say, my nose is really itchy by the way, I'm sorry, I'm just keep like doing this. But what I'm trying to say is that he wasn't professional, and this is important for the next part of the story, okay? So, this guy, who I will include text messages and proof of all of the things I'm saying, because this is like insane. Like this guy is so, anyway. The pictures were sent over to me and we joked about him like photoshopping them for me because he's a photographer and obviously he does that for a living. He like edits his own pictures. And I was like telling him like, oh, my face doesn't look too smooth in this, my highlight needs to be popping, all that kind of stuff. So like he edited the pictures for me, like photoshopped them and like sent them over to me, right? This is around like 9 or 8 p.m. and I was like, whoa, when he sent them to me, I was like, oh my God, these pictures did not look like me at all. They were so, like, they just looked, I look like an alien. He'd photoshopped them to a point of like no return. It didn't even look human what he photoshopped. Like it was crazy. So I was like, hey Henry, please can you like send me the non-edited ones. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And he eventually sent me the non-edited ones. I know we had a problem with sending them over because there was like a whole issue where I couldn't open my email and all this kind of stuff. It's just drama. But yeah, I eventually got them around like 9:30. I'm gonna be checking my phone so I have like a timeline, because obviously I have all the receipts of everything that happened. And 10 p.m. I got the pictures, right? And then he sent me the non-edited ones after a long time, and I posted them. It was just annoying because I remember being like, look, the perfect time for me to post is like 6 p.m. and I got them at 10, but like whatever. I posted my pictures, I edited them myself because again, his Photoshop was really bad. And yeah, I edited them myself, whatever, everything was calm and fine. He then posts the photoshopped pictures, and I'm thinking,
oh my goodness gracious, I look
just so bad in these pictures, right? So like, imagine I post a non-edited picture. His Photoshop was insane. I edited it like mildly, like I just airbrushed my skin and made my highlight look good. Like that was literally it. And this guy did some crazy thing with his Photoshop. So imagine he posts his very, very Photoshop picture right after I post the same picture without Photoshop. I use a completely different thing to edit my pictures. I don't use Photoshop, I use like airbrush or something. Like, I literally just airbrushed my face. It was nothing deep. So I'm like, oh my God, as soon as people click on his profile, they're gonna see that. They're gonna think I'm like some catfish because his Photoshop made me look worse. Okay, so I was like, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna DM him and be like, hey Henry, please can you like remove the picture you took of me because I'm trying to post the same one but without the Photoshop, so please like remove it. And he read it. I remember he read it and ignored it. I don't have proof of this because I don't have our Instagram messages anymore. I just have our Facebook messages. But I'm gonna include a picture, a screen, like all of our screenshots of our conversation. And in the conversation, you can actually see me say, like, I asked you on Instagram to delete the picture, but you ignored it. Basically, I removed his tag. Now, listen, the only reason I did that is because I didn't want him to look bad. I didn't want him to look like he'd photoshopped me so badly, and I also didn't want people to think I was photoshopping myself to make myself look normal when I actually look like that. So I removed his tag temporarily. Again though, because he took so long to send me the pictures, it was around 11 o'clock. Yeah. No, it was actually 12 a.m. It was midnight by the time he messaged me. And he was like, yo, it would be cool to have my Insta tagged in that picture, thanks. And I was asleep by this time, right? I tagged him temporarily, which again, it's not very nice of me because I looking back, I feel bad because I completely understand why he would be upset, because he would think that I was just not crediting him for his work, which is not okay, and that's completely wrong of me. But again, it was not supposed to be permanent. It was supposed to be, I temporarily untag him so that no one sees his really badly photoshopped picture of me, and then I tag him again when he deletes it. But because he read the message and ignored me, I left it completely untagged. I just said I had a great shoot with the photographer. I didn't say who it was. And then I fell asleep because again, he sent the pictures really late. I had work in the morning at like 8 a.m. Oh, my nose is itchy. Then at 6:25 a.m., he said, otherwise I will want it removed and I wouldn't hesitate to take legal action. All right, seems you're not fussed. I've got your number so I can pass it on. He was basically insinuating that he was going to pass on my phone number to people and basically give out my private details if I don't tag him in his picture and give him credit, which was a little bit over the top. But again, I understand why he would be upset, because he obviously thought I was just not going to ever tag him again and I was just being snaky. But that was not the case. I genuinely just fell asleep and asked him to untag me, to delete the picture, but he didn't do it. You get it, you know, right? So I messaged him. I don't know what time I messaged him, probably like 7. Because I had work really early. I said, what? With a laughing face. And then he goes, don't see why you don't mention the original photographers. Kind of rude, and a big middle finger. I feel seriously disrespected and I'm not working with you again. I ain't working with you again. I said, I untagged you temporarily because I asked you to delete my picture as it looks really different from the original that I'm going to post. But you didn't delete it after reading my message, so I removed the tag to prevent people from accusing me of Photoshop. So basically what I was saying is like, look, you read my message on Instagram, I DM'd you saying, please can you delete the picture of me because I want to post that picture, or I already posted that picture or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but the point's still there. and it just looked really bad. For me, it makes me look like I photoshopped my pictures so much, but I don't, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And then he goes on to say that I don't credit my other photographers, and he mentions someone called Alex, who I'm actually very good friends with, and Alex is a very good photographer. Love you, Alex. But yeah, I don't always credit Alex because it's quite clear that Alex is taking my pictures, because in the past, at that point when I was 16, I would only use him. So like I would tag him and then you'd see the pictures from the exact same day, just like in different angles where I wouldn't have tagged him. But again, me and Alex are still friends. We have a good relationship, and he's still my photographer, and he still DMs me to do shoots and stuff like that. So love you, Alex. Shout out to you. He said, just use the pictures and don't use me again. And I'm like, Alex doesn't threaten me afterwards though, because he doesn't care, and we've done loads of work together. Okay, sucks that you couldn't have just deleted it and reposted the non-edited picture that you could have done. Basically, because he edited those pictures really badly, right? And he could have just posted a picture where it wasn't edited, and that would have been fine, and I would have tagged him again. I just didn't want to look like I photoshopped my pictures when I didn't, basically. This is like the tip of the iceberg of the argument that we had. This guy's crazy. The rest of it's coming down in a minute. This is just the start.
It's the start of something new.
He says, exactly, he doesn't care. Wow, something to boast about. But I do. I want my pictures removed and you ain't using them. And that's treating people like Alex as a pushover. If it's not a big deal, then why not mention him? What's the harm? This isn't worth my time. I want the picture gone in 24 hours. You either credit me or you will serve a cease and desist notice, which will prevent you from using my pictures anyway. So this guy was literally threatening some 16-year-old for like not crediting him when it was so easily, like, the situation was so easily fixed. All he had to do was delete the picture that he posted of me that was highly photoshopped, because I said I didn't want the picture to be used anymore and I wasn't happy with him posting it. But instead of just being normal and being like, yeah, okay, I'll repost it when it's not edited, I will just repost the non-edited one and it's fine. Like, I admit that like I shouldn't have untagged him, but he read my message. It's not like I just untagged him and didn't tell him why. I told him that I was gonna untag him because he wasn't giving I didn't want that picture up anymore, basically. But he ignored that and then continued to talk about taking legal action, which is crazy. And then I said, I'm gonna blur his name out, but I'm gonna say Henry. I said, I am using them, Henry. They're already being sent off to the brand I was working with. I don't know why you're making this a big problem when all I did was ask you to delete my picture and replace it, but you ignored me, so I untagged you temporarily until you did, but then I fell asleep and woke up to threats from you. Me and Alex are also friends, Henry. I thought we were too. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize it was that deep. I thought we were just friends. Like you're doing me a favor. Like, I appreciate it, but like, it's not that deep. Thought we were friends, but okay. Delete my picture and I don't know you, babe. And if Alex is your friend, you would tag him. I don't know why he was trying to bring Alex into it, because it's not anything to do with Alex. Alex is a sweet guy and he is not mad at me at all. He said, right, well, I'm taking action. Bye, Katie. I was like, delete my picture then. And then he said, I'm so p****, you called it your photo. Shake my head. But yeah, sure, after you. This whole thing, I do not like confrontation. I'm not a confrontational person. Like, I was literally just sat there like, I don't want to argue. I thought we were friends. But he said, and then I said, okay, thank you. That's literally all I wanted. And I will tag you 1,000 times. It doesn't have to be some big drama. Then he says, hell, I am being a bit. So he admits that he's like going a little bit over the top with this. And he says, sorry, I was woken up by my mum screaming at me and I haven't eaten in 4 days. Just use a man, but I'm not working with you again. I don't do favors for that, like that, for people I don't know. And I was like, just so you know, I'm fine with tagging you. I just want you to delete my picture that you posted and then replace it with the one that's like not edited, basically. And he said, sure, I delete it, but I CBA to repost it. Would be cool to get a mention then. And I said, yeah, I'll tag you. He said, done. And then he put a question mark and I was like, yeah, I tagged you, don't worry, like there. And he was like, you're taking the but whatever. And I was like, wait, what? I thought it was done. I thought, okay, look, I've tagged the guy now. Everything's fine. I don't want to argue with anyone. Like, I thought it was done. I thought everything was fine. Turns out it wasn't. Now, this is where it starts getting really weird, right? Now, this is why this is a story time. After all this, after I thought it was done, after everything was fine, I was like, yes, I'm moving on with my life. I'm going to go to work now. I'm going to have a good day, you know. all of that lovely stuff.
But no.
He then sends me this picture. Now, I'm gonna put the picture on the screen, and if you're watching this, Henry, which I think you definitely are, because of course you are, but this is literally what he sends me.
He needs some milk.
Then he goes, jokes, I have an unedited one similar. What? Wait, so we're done? We're not arguing anymore. And he sends me a distorted picture of my face. He literally moved. Why is it? And then he goes, oh, I have an unedited one similar. Like, ha ha ha, you're like ugly, basically is what he's saying, right? And I'm like, that is so bitter and petty. I legit just tagged you in the picture. But like, okay, whatever, carry on with your craziness, it's calm. He asks me, after sending me a distorted picture of my face, he asks me to give him more of a clear, like, caption, saying like, oh, yeah, he definitely took it. He was like, I would like it to be more clear that I took the image. See, now, as an 18-year-old, I would have been like, oh my God, I'm completely not tagging you at all now. I'm deleting your pictures. I don't want to work with this guy ever again. He's crazy. But because I was just a 16-year-old girl, and again, I'm not a confrontational person. Still to this day, I'm not a confrontational person. I was like, well, no, I've tagged you, and after everything you've said and done, me tagging you should be enough. You're kind of weirding me out now. I wasn't gonna cuss him out or delete any of the pictures. I was still gonna give him credit, but I wasn't gonna like go out of my way to like write a nice little paragraph and be like, he's such a good photographer, because look what he just sent me. Huh? And then he goes, wouldn't mind it to be a little bit more obvious, please. And I'm like, it is obvious. The caption says, I had a lovely shoot, and then your photographer name is tagged. I should have deleted that, to be honest, because I didn't have a lovely experience at all with this guy now that he's just done all this weird stuff. And he goes, I'd like a comment mention, please. And I'm like, not from me. Not from me. He said, I had one before and you removed it. Please put it back. I go, I would have considered it before you took the time out of your day to distort a picture of me and then block me afterwards. So yeah, I think what he did was we like done all the things that we sorted out, it was fine, I gave him credit, and then he distorts the picture and blocks me and then unblocks me to be like, excuse me, I want it to be more clear that I took the... No. Then he goes, wow. Because he realizes I'm not a pushover. I'm not going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be this nice little 16-year-old girl anymore. You're not going to take advantage of me. You're not going to treat me like that. I'm meant to be a client of yours. Okay, if he wants to make it all serious and talk about getting a cease and desist, maybe treat your clientele with more respect. I don't know, like, why are you trying to act all professional when you legit just distorted a picture of my face? Then, guys, okay, it gets worse. What he does next, right, is some next level. He asks his friends, now he's an adult, by the way, he's not like, I'm 16, he's like 18 or 19, I think he's like 20 something now, but whatever, I don't know, I can't count. But he got all of his friends to come harass me on Instagram. I tagged him in the picture, okay? I tagged him, I gave him credit, but he got his friends to comment on my picture, like, this is Henry's picture. Tag him, give him a better mention. It's not clear who took this picture. So he goes, after all this, I'm trying to go to work, I'm trying to have a good day, and he goes, deleting my friends' comments is kind of low and really childish, but 16, what can I say? Wow, haha. But he was really trying to deflect and call me childish after doing the most to try and ruin my day. All because I untagged him. And I tagged him after this as well, but he was still asking for more. And I write all this. I like write this long paragraph, okay? I write, I'm absolutely disgusted by the way you've acted. It's very childish and very manipulative. He was trying to manipulate me by saying like, oh, you're so young and childish, and getting his friends to like attack me. He was threatening to give out my number. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then I go, I'm reporting and blocking any of these comments. You need to seek help. This is no way to treat a potential client. You've threatened and disrespected me, and now you're asking me, and you've asked your friends to comment under my post. That's harassment. Because I can't even read, because because I didn't add you into my caption after you distorted my face and then blocked me. You untagged yourself from the picture and asked your friends to comment your credit. Because yeah, he blocked me on Instagram, so his tag was removed. And then he tried to make it out like I was this evil person. I was like, this is absolutely appalling behavior. Considering that you're trying to be a photographer, I'd expect a little bit more respect. Extremely childish on your part. I've done nothing wrong here, and anyone would see that by reading the messages I've received from you. I completely forgot about this. I was 16 when this happened, right? I completely forgot about this. Like, after this happened, I had a lot of people telling me, like, my old colleagues from work would be like, by the way, Henry's looking for you. He was trying to ask me where you were, like where you lived. And like, I remember I was getting my hair done one day and one of my colleagues was there, like my old colleagues from Kiko. And I was telling her what happened. And then she went back to work and she saw Henry come in and he was asking which hairdressers I go to. This guy was literally looking for me. I think he probably would have like tried to beat me up. I'm not even joking. This guy's crazy. And I remember I was at a photo shoot like what, 7 or 8 months ago. And the photographer who owns the brand of this company I was working with even told me that this guy showed up at one of his like workplaces and like demanded to be invited to be like a model for the brand. And also after I did this photo shoot for the company Black Encrypted, which was the photo shoot we were doing with that company, he even tried to pretend that me and him were still friends so that he could get like a discount code and be an ambassador for the brand. Like, this guy was actually nuts. Like, he did all of this stuff, got his friends to attack me on Instagram, and then commented and like distorted my face, and then tried to use my name to get him different shoots in the future, which obviously didn't work because I told everyone to like be wary of him. Then after all this, I completely forgot about this, right? But then in November this so like last year, like a few months ago, he goes, like nothing had happened, like the conversation was still going on from when I was 16. He goes, haha, okay, well, please have the images taken down as soon as possible. I have solicited involved now, and I can actually afford one I don't know what he meant by that. I think he meant like he has like a legal team, basically. Please have it removed, as I will take action. I've showed him this whole conversation and chat for evidence, and he said it has no effect on the main issue and doesn't breach any laws. Please remove my image, and it's mine and it's not nice of you. Thanks. And then he drops me like his number to call and like be like, I'm sorry. And like he gave me his photography email. He was just like continuing on this legal battle because I didn't tag him in a picture, which I did tag him in, but then he removed the tag because he blocked me. What? I was like laughing my ass off. The pictures were deleted over 9 months ago. I'm not worried about any legal action. You're clearly mentally unstable if you're still trying to contact me after so long. Then he breaks this whole professional thing he was trying to do and goes, okay, thanks babe, much appreciated. Good luck with your somewhat career. You're a joke. Yeah. That happened. This guy was crazy. And he's still mad about it, clearly, because he messaged me in November, which completely like reminded me about this whole story and brought up all of the the feelings and the anger that I felt towards him when I was 16. But yeah, that was the story. If you do see this, Henry, I hope you're okay, bruh. Like, I hope you're okay here, because this was not like acceptable at all. And the way that he literally got his friends to harass me for like 2 weeks in my Instagram comments. Best of luck to you. Hope that you work things out. If you do see me in the streets, I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not about to fight you. I know you probably want to do that to me. You probably want to fight me because I've heard that you want to fight me, but hey, I'm allowed to tell my side of the story. I'm not gonna be quiet about this. Yeah, that was a story time, guys. Hope you guys learn a lesson from this. My life is just actually a lesson for people because I have so many crazy things that happen to me, and yeah. If you did enjoy the story time, please subscribe. I'll have loads coming soon. I'm not sure what the next video will be, but yeah, we're really close to 10k subs as well. We've got 9k now. Really, really happy. You guys are amazing. Moral of the story, if you want to become a model, don't just pick the first guy you see with a camera, because you really don't know what's going on behind the camera. Yeah! Hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Subscribe for more, and we out.